We are back now with a revamp that is sure to tempt your taste buds.
I got a neighbor from the east, a neighbor from the west, a neighbor who's the worst, and a neighbor who's the best.
Something new is on the menu at Club Fugazi in the city. Now through November, the show is teaming up with local restaurants and chefs to offer a taste of the Bay Area as part of the immersive theatrical experience at the renowned Dear San Francisco show. For more now on what you can expect, we're joined by David Dower, Executive Director at Club Fugazi. David, always a pleasure to see you. Boy, this is exciting. Talk about dinner and a movie, but only way better.
Yes, dinner and a show.
yeah. Okay, so talk about this partnership. Why did you feel like now was a good time to partner with Bay Area restaurants?
Well, you know, we're in the middle of our third year. And our menu all this time has been focused on the neighborhood neighborhood makers, really, more than the restaurants. And it just seemed like the next step was to feature different restaurants from around the city. It features the cultures, it features the neighborhoods, and it features some of our culinary stars. And the whole point of what we've done at Club Fugazi is to celebrate what is great about San Francisco and to both remind locals and also then to introduce it to visitors. And it just seemed like the next thing we could do is like really put the spotlight on the culinary stars.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about some of those stars, some of the chefs that are participating.
Yeah, well, we started with Trestle from the High Neighbor Group, and so we just started this weekend, and they're in North Beach in the Financial District, and they brought, it's so great, they brought all this heat with them. They brought a spicy mustard layer on a duck pate that's just delicious on little Parker rolls, and then a shrimp cocktail that has it sits on a horseradish panna cotta, and then a spicy popcorn that is like, it tastes like Mexican street corn, like an elote.
They are bringing the spice. Boy, you're making me hungry too. Okay, so what are some of the other menu items that people can anticipate as this kind of moves through November? Yeah,
so up next month will be Aisha Curry and Michael Mina's International Smoke. So it's Aisha's cornbread and a black truffle Caesar salad and Peking pork bao buns from there. And it's all, our whole menu is being served as well. So it complements what's on the menu. People can come and take whatever culinary adventure they want to for the night. I think one of the things that has surprised people when they get to the club is that there's also this service. People come for the show and they're surprised to see a menu and they're surprised to see that
they can... Sort of a bonus, right? Was it difficult to make the selection of the chefs?
Not hard, because we know it's going to roll on, right? So the first thing was just which ones are ready, you know, who's the most ready to be able to jump in, because actually there are a lot of particularities to the room. The room is very special and the setup is very much like a nightclub, and so for people to be able to, for the chefs to be able to imagine what they already do in that context, we started with the people who went, oh yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah, going back though to what you said at the very beginning, David, and this really builds on your commitment to celebrate all that is fabulous about San Francisco, including the culinary scene. I mean, that's what you're dedicated to doing.
Yeah, so the show, you know, it folds the whole history, the geography, the culture, the weather, all of that into our acrobatic love letter to San Francisco. But the experience itself then also involves the history of the venue. And our current menu on its own features many of the iconic food makers in the neighborhood, like Stella Bakery and Molinari Delicatessen and Z Chocolato and the XOX Truffle. So it already did that kind of, you know, spotlight on North Beach. So this is, this is in keeping with the notion. When we opened in the middle of COVID. And so it was a downtime for everybody, from our mood, from our economy, everything. And so it was meant to uplift, and you know, it literally uplifts. The show does all night, lifts up, and so now we get to, we're here this long, and now we get to like continue to explore the uplift.
Okay, so we have really explored the culinary aspect of the show, but for people who have not seen it, I mean, describe a little bit about what people can expect when they come to this show.
They can expect to have their minds blown. The most common thing is, I had no idea. And I think to some extent a show titled Dear San Francisco, it sounds like it might be for visitors exclusively, but it's so moving for locals. So what people can expect is this high world-class acrobatics, but with a deep love for the city that comes from native-born San Franciscans who made the show. And so it's full of little Easter eggs for all of us who live here and love it. And it also invites curiosity and love from people who are visiting it. So I always say that people can come and they can look at the city, but when you sit at Dear San Francisco, you feel the city, and particularly if you are of the city, then you know the experience that's been created for you is very moving for those people.
That's a really lovely way to say it. And for those who aren't familiar, I mean, a historic venue and so intimate as well. I mean, that's really what makes this so special. Well, good luck on this new venture.
So much.
Sounds fantastic. I'm hungry now. I can't wait to take it in myself. But thanks really again, David, for making the trip. And I understand you had a quite lovely ferry ride.
I did. I took the ferry and I'm taking it back.
Okay, well, enjoy. Yeah, great weather for that. By the way, folks, we just had up some information on Club Fugazi and this new partnership. You can get tickets. They are available, so don't forget that. Really some great chefs participating. Going to turn things over now to Alex, who's going to be talking a little bit about the weather.
Yeah, absolutely.